Hi guys, and welcome to what is potentially the first episode in a new series on scouting in World of Tanks. I am here in an older game with my M5 Stuart, and this is a Tier 4 American Scout tank. It is the tank before the Chaffee, and this is a game from when I was grinding towards the Chaffee. I think I had the Chaffee at this point, but I didn't have a crew for it. So I'm still playing the M5 Stuart to level up the crew for moving to the Chaffee eventually. I am tiered up with Hawkster and Trooper from the BSM community. They are in a T28 prototype and a Type 59. And I decided to tag along to scout for them. The Type 59 gets special matchmaking. The M5 Stuart never sees tier 10s, rarely sees tier 9s, so therefore Hawkster managed to get us into a tier 10 game, a very tier 10 game, with his T28 prototype. However, we make the best of a bad situation. Now, normally I start these replays at 0 on the counter, but there's some chat going on before the counter gets to 0. So I do remember this match from the chat, and we're just going to play. And if you keep an eye on the chat, so at the moment I'm cursing Hawkster silently, but our T57 goes, "Shit, we have no mediums." But he neglected to see Trooper, and he's complaining it's a weak medium.
Let's go.
And it can't spot. Now, I'm a scout. They are completely, my own team are completely ignoring the fact that I am a scout tank. So I am out right from the start of this game to prove these guys wrong. And if you watch me play scouts, I follow this line a lot. This is really, really good, providing the enemy scouts don't try and counter you. So I'm going to pop up to my favorite scouting bush. And in chat, they're still complaining, but so I sit here, let my binocs kick in, and get the first couple of spots. So we're seeing a lot of tanks moving to the right, but not too many to our left. And that leads me to believe that most of the enemy team have probably gone right. So the Super Pershing's finally dead, and I hang around just long enough to drop off the corpse's radar. Meanwhile, Trooper, up in the top right-hand corner of the map, is scouting. And he's spotting guys on the hill. So much for our team's complaints that we had no one to spot for them. So Trooper is getting a lot of spots up there, but unfortunately dies. So I advance, and we spot an AMX 155, or it's got the older name, but a Foch 155. He takes a big hit and is not too happy about it. But again, I have not been spotted, and I'm staying to the left of these bushes due to the fact I haven't spotted anything to our left before now. So I'm still working on the presumption there's nothing to my left. So no spots, advance to the next bush, and there we go again. So that was a good hit by Trooper. And the 155 is out of here. Object takes a huge hit. So he retreats back down the slope, and he goes, well, I thought he was going to go stealth mode. He should go stealth mode anytime soon. So I'm a little bit wary about moving up, seeing as they've got an AMX patrolling. And I am so tempted to shoot. Even my little tier 4 howitzer would be able to penetrate an AMX and do full damage, but no. I'm passive scouting, I have to resist the urge. So our team is still complaining. So AMX moves across, I figure it's time to move up. Next bush, nothing. Move on to the next bush. So again, I sit here just to see if I'll spot anything. And again, our RT is saying spot, spot, so okay, alright. Next bush. And bingo. So again, look at this camera rating. He has not seen me. So he's gone stealth again. My choice is to sit here and wait for him to try and advance, or maybe to push forward and risk getting spotted, but I need to spot him again for RT. But we're starting to die. Yag Tiger's taken out our T-57 Heavy, and I reckon, you know what? I know the Object 704 is still there, but I reckon they've left their RT unprotected. So now is a perfect time to go RT hunting. And bingo.
That's gotta hurt.
So miss a shot on the move, but that's okay.
They're hit. Penetration.
So
Enemy
I use one RT to shield me from the other, and our RT thankfully comes in to save me. So if you'll notice the position of Hawkster, he is in J2. He tells me that someone is still shooting at him. So I move up, and there's a tank still there. I don't know how I missed him, but I did. So Hawkster's finally got visual on the guy who was shooting him, but he's staying RT safe. So I decide to switch position. I'm spotting that guy, but no one can hit him. So I decide I need to go down and get some other spots. But unfortunately, a T-69 comes back. So I've got my spots off. But T-69 hits me and finishes me. So I'm a little bit disappointed. I was hoping to get behind the Object 704 and kill the Object 704 at this point. But we are ahead on tanks. So I'm sitting here and I type, did all I could, have fun. But our team start advancing. And they take out the Yag Tiger. So I'm going to speed it up a little bit here, because I do sit watching the minimap for a while.
We've lost a track.
And I come back just in time to watch this mouse advance across an open field.
Our track is hit. It could break any minute. We fixed the track. Get going.
So the mouse driver obviously doesn't have a repair crew. So enemy team are down to 3 tanks.
We're on fire. The fire is extinguished.
Well, that mouse is taking a beating. So I switch back. I think that these tanks are going to have some action now, and I was right. And the T-69 is gone. And I think about this time I switched, there we go, I switched to Hawkster to get some Hawkster highlights. So again, I'm going to speed it up a little bit. So Hawkster takes a shot and misses. Then ninjas the kill. And then he turns around and we notice that Artie takes a hit, so they've got one more tank. So Hawkster kindly lets Artie hide behind him, and then waits in ambush. AMX appears. Good hit by Hawkster. And game over. We cap. So, there we go. Scouting on Malinovka. That is an M5 Stuart, a Tier 4 light tank that had no business being in a Tier 10 game. But yet we managed to earn 58,000 credits at almost 3,000 XP. We spotted a lot of tanks, and there was a significant amount of damage done. I would have liked to have had more, but didn't work out that way. When we look at the team score, I came top on XP. And as I say, this is a Tier 10 game. I shouldn't have even been in the game. We look at the detail report, and you'll see that I detected 9 tanks, damaged 2 of them myself, destroyed 1 myself, and we did 5,171 spotting damage. Really not much else to say here. A lot of people complain about the M5 Stuart. They don't like the tank. They don't, certainly I know a couple of guys in my community don't like using the howitzer on it, but I've always used the howitzer on it. I think it's a fantastic little tank, and to be honest, I do regret selling it, but I think the Chaffee is just a far better tank, and I needed the crew for it. But yeah, that line of bushes scouting up through Malinovka is very, very, very strong, and a lot of people underestimate just how good the camo can be on an M5 Stuart. So when you're in your PZ38NAs and your M5 Stuarts and your T50s and you're complaining that there's nothing you can do in a higher tier game, well, just try and remember this one. Okay, so you think that's the end of the video? Oh, not quite yet. This was an M5 Stuart in a higher tier game, and this was the M5 Stuart with a howitzer, basically scouting, passive scouting. But what happens when you get an M5 Stuart in a game of similar tier? Well, we're going to find out. So you've seen the M5 Stuart in scouting mode in a higher tier game. This is what happens when you get the M5 Stuart into a game that suits its tier. This is a tier 5 game. Okay, so it's not an all tier 4 game. There are plenty of tier 5s on the enemy team. But in this game, we are not scouting. The M5 Stuart can perform as a damage dealer.
Let's go.
So I'm going to speed up the replay a little bit. And get into position quickly. And there we go. T-49, extremely dangerous tank.
They're hit.
If ever there was a map and a tier suited to the T-49, it's this one, but yet this guy thinks he's a scout.
Enemy is hit.
So he put another shot into him. And now I know he's got really poor turret traverse. But I'm missing my shots, unfortunately.
Enemy is hit. Enemy armor is destroyed.
So there we go. One of the most dangerous, if not the most dangerous tank on the enemy team, dead a minute and a half into the game.
Enemy is hit.
Now, I've gotten myself into a position where enemies just keep appearing. And as long as enemies keep appearing, I'm going to keep firing my gun. I'm taking plenty of blind shots here. So he's on 89 health, at least one of those shots went in.
Penetration.
But as long as they keep appearing, I'll keep shooting.
We nailed them bad. Penetration.
Okay, I've been spotted, so I hang around, take one more shot, and then get out of here. But there are just so many targets. Now I hope you guys are keeping an eye on the ammo counter, because in this game, I'm not. We are already down to 21 shots left.
Enemy is hit. Penetration.
That shot there comes back to haunt me. It was a terrible shot. I shouldn't have taken it, but that comes back to haunt me.
They're hit. penetration.
So we're not doing a lot of damage,
They're knocked out.
but all it takes is one shot to penetrate, and that one did. So I haven't realized I'm down to 8 shells. Just targets keep appearing, and I am shot happy.
Enemy is hit. Enemy is hit.
4 shots. 3 shots. So I've been spotted. I fall back.
Enemy is hit. We nailed it back.
Alright, so I've been spotted again. I fire my last shot. And I think about now, I suddenly realize I'm out of ammo. I have just been so shot happy. I am out of ammo. So I'm going to pause it here. Right now, I am on 189 health, and I've got a 7% Stug and a 3% Hetzer in front of me. And I think I am going to be a hero. So my plan is to ram the Stug and then proceed down the hill to ram the Hetzer. But it doesn't quite work out. So I miss the ramming opportunity on the Stug, and I didn't have time to turn around and get him again, so I just continued on down the hill towards the Hetzer.
Enemy vehicle destroyed.
And we got at least one of the two. So that was pretty much it, and it was a sad, sad defeat. I don't think I've ever run out of ammo in a game before, but in fact, that's the only time I ever remember running out of ammo. So how did we finish up? Well, we ended up getting 1039 XP on a defeat in a tier 4 tank in a tier 5 game. We finished top on XP. We ended up getting 693 XP, which was more than double, even close to triple, what the next guy on my team did. But look at that. The top player on the enemy team ended up getting Top Gun and only getting 617 XP. So on a loss, I got more XP than any of the players on the winning team. We did 1,738 damage in that game. There are tier 8 games I would be happy to do that much damage in, but to do it in a tier 4 scout in a tier 5 game where there isn't much HP floating around in the first place, that was a really, really good result. So for anyone out there who says that they don't like the M4 or the M5 Stuart, that's another example of why you should love it. So we ended up firing all 40 of our rounds, 23 hits. We fired so many blind shots in that game, it hurts, and it cost us in the end. But yeah, tier 5 game ended up making a profit of 27,637 with 1,039 base XP. No bonus, no double, it was a defeat. And I hope you've enjoyed watching the M5 Stuart in action. It's a tank I miss. I may rebuy it at some stage, but thank you for watching. I'll catch you next time.